Swingers, good day, and welcome to Week 6 recap for the Tuscany Gridiron Swingers Fantasy Football League. Got back last night from nice and sunny, warm Halifax to this crap, so not surprised I didn't get back on the plane. Heading right back, 23 degrees there today and through the next part of the week, so hopefully it'll smarten up here and warm up a little bit so I can get taking care of some leaves in the yard and get some things done outside before the snow comes for permanently. Anyway, we'll take a look at this week in review. We'll take a look out to next week's schedule. I came up with a power ranking system I used a few years ago. I dug that up in my Excel program, fired some numbers into it, so you got a power ranking thing. I'll blow up a chart on the wall here so you guys can see where you sit that way. No surprise who's at first and who's at worst. And to let you know what's going on next week for the schedule-wise and players of the week. So we'll get right into it. So Week 6 kicks off. Forces Fockers held off Tuscany Mayhem on Monday night to win 120.5 to 102.5. A lackluster Monday Night Football game again, mostly on the Jets' part. We're able to not get enough points from Brandon Marshall for me to come from behind and take the win on Monday night, unfortunately. And my winning streak of 1 comes to a grinding halt. Forces Fockers was led by that bum Eli Manning, who put up 47 points. Well, the best I was able to put up was Jonathan Stewart, Carolina running back coming back from injury. He put up 20 points for me. However, on my bench, I left 78 points, which was more than enough to have pulled a win out in this. So bad coaching on my side. And lots on the bench, where Forces Fockers left 12.5 points on the bench. Jethro's Heroes continues to impress as he blows through missing Megatron's Johnson, 175.5 to 111. The high-scoring Drew Brees did it again and put up 57 points. Well, Johnson was led by Tom Brady's homecoming at Foxborough, who put up 38 points. Jethro left 3 points on the bench, while Megatron had 45 points he could have potentially put out. Still not enough to have gotten him a win there. MGM handed another loss to the defending champs Huey's Hogs as they slowly fall to the curse of first to worst. Gronk put up 34 points and a 135 to 89 victory. The Hogs really didn't have any star power this week as Phillip Rivers and Pierre Garçon tied at 13 points for his best players. 26 points were left on the Hogs bench, wouldn't have helped. Well, MGM put in the perfect lineup, mainly because I think he's got 2 guys on his bench in injured reserve, maybe a couple of buys, so he didn't have a lot of options to start with. Luke-Ass Kickers had an impressive win over Mac Daddy's Madhouse, taking the match 137 to 123. The Kickers were led by a great running back performance from Shady LeSean McComb and his 39 points in the Buffalo game. Brandon Cooks, New Orleans wide receiver, put up 40 points for Mac Daddy in the loss. But the biggest surprise was Sammy Coate for Pittsburgh, who was this big star last week sitting on the bench, got thrown into the lineup, and shy on the field put up 0 points. Lucas left 6 points on the bench, just with playing the wrong tight end there. Well, Mac Daddy had 31 points on the bench, which was enough for him to get a win. We had 3 owners who lost, who did have enough points on their bench, and myself included, that could have swung it and got a win if they'd had the right lineup in. Our dog of the week, you guessed it. Steel Curtain had no problem keeping Two Tired's winless streak intact as he had a 75.5 point lead margin win over Two Tired at 140.5 to 64. Two Tired now sets the record for the league. We've never had anybody go 6-0, so way to go, Brad. And 64 points is the lowest points put up this season, so you grab a trophy from the trophy case on our website for that, too. Steel Curtain got the only real points out of Monday Night Football from David Johnson, who ran unrestricted there for about 111 yards, put up 3 touchdowns. I believe he's the only second Cardinal to ever have a 100-yard game and score 3 touchdowns in the history of the team, and they go back to 1928, so stellar performance by him. The rest of the game kind of stunk. Too Tired got 13 points out of Aaron Rodgers, who really hasn't been putting up any points and looking pretty bad. And the rest of the team were all in single digits for him. Steel Curtain had 47 points on the bench. That was kind of lucky. It just would have been a huge blowout, worse than it was. Well, Too Tired left 27 on the behind as well. Just want to ask Too Tired, who drafted your team again, Brad? Oh, right, the guy with the exact opposite record as you. Maybe next year, huh? Okay, our game of the week. We're going to go with the Acadian Assassins, who had a slim chance of coming back in Monday Night Football against Connolly's Crusaders, but a horrible performance on the offensive side for the Jets didn't let that happen. So she took the loss as Crusaders took it 128-124. Much bitching in the first half by the Assassins owner got Odell Beckham's head out of the kicking net and into the game, where he was able to put up a spectacular 57 points. And Connolly was led by Cameron Meredith, who's a wide receiver for Chicago, put up 27 points. Connolly left 26 points on the bench, while the Assassins left 17, which if Connolly kept his team the same way and she'd thrown in a better team, she could have pulled off the win for the Assassins. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Okay, we'll take a look at our top 5 players fantasy scoring this week. Jay, I want to say that one. Pittsburgh running back. Didn't see that game. I knew Ben went out for a bit, but put up 40 points. And he's a free agent, so he's probably going to be stuck on somebody's waiver wire pick this week. Number 4 came in at Brandon Cooks, New Orleans wide receiver, 40 points. As mentioned earlier, Mac Daddy's high score. Number 3, Eli Manning, New York Jets quarterback, put up 47 points. He was Forsey's leading scorer on his team. Odell Beckham Jr., New York Jets wide receiver, whiny receiver, what they call him. 57 points, Katie's Assassins. And number 1, Drew Brees, New Orleans quarterback, put up 57 points as well. And Jethro's Heroes. The number 1 tight end, of course, Rob Gronkowski, enjoying the return of his big buddy Brady. He put up 24 points for MGM in the New England game. The defensive player of the game was Dante Hightower, another New England linebacker. He put up 24 points. He's on the waiver wire. The best defense was the Cowboys. They put up 14 points. They are also available on the free agency. And the best kicker was Dan Bailey for Dallas. He put up 13 points on Connolly's Crusaders. Power rankings. We got a chart here. We'll put it up. And you can see that leading our cause is Jethro's Heroes. And at the bottom is Too Tired. And the only big moves this week, a few Canadian Assassins dropped down from last week. And we had, I believe, who else? I think Mac Daddy's House came down a spot. Angry Machine went up. And I think there might have been one other. Anyways, this is a spreadsheet or a program for Excel I picked up a couple of years ago. It takes your points for the week. I think it takes your drops, your high and your low, gives you the average in between. It also takes your winning percentage and ties that all together and has a bunch of algorithms and pops up with this power ranking system, which works. ESPN used to do it for us. They stopped all the extra benefits for some reason, cheap bastards. So I'm just plugging this in each week, and when I get a better way to figure out how to present it to you, I might have up and down arrows, show you who's moving around or whatever. But right now, that's how it looks on the screen there. So you should have a good look at that and see where you're at. Standings, bring those up here as well. See in the East, the Mean Green Machine with his 4-2 must have a win-win over the Curtin and the Conleys to get them in first place. The Steel Curtin and Connolly, those all three are 4-2. Or sorry, I'm right down to Matt Daddy's House. So we do have a 4-way logjam at the top, and we'll take a look here at next week's matchups. Nope. Anyone who's kind of lined up to play each other? No. So it's still intramural across the league again here. So nobody's head-to-head there to take a definitive run. Mayhem and Johnson are 3 games back in the basement there. They're still not out of it if we can pull a swing off here. On the other side, we have the West League, Jethro's Heroes 6-0, followed by Forsey's Fockers at 4-2, and then Canadian Assassins, Lucas Kickers at 3-3, 3 games back. Huey's Hogs and Too Tired, both 4 and 6 games back. So that's the way that goes. I was last week. I mentioned that I had the most points against me as a team. Well, that isn't right anymore. It's gone now to missing Megatron Johnson has surpassed me in getting most people's best game out of them. He has 882.5 points against him to his 709.5. So that is it for the standings. If you want to look at the playoff brackets, which are up, you can see right now if this league ended today, Jethro's number 1, he would get a bye. If Mean Green Machine's number 2, he would get a bye. Mac Daddy's Madhouse would face off Connolly's Crusaders as Mac Daddy's number 4 and Mac Daddy's 5, Connolly's 4. And Forcey's Fockers sits at the last place right now in the playoffs, and he would take on Steel Curtain. That's the way it would look if the league ended today, so you can kind of see where you sit. Canadian Assassins and Lucas Kickers are just outside the playoff bracket, and on the east side we're 3 games back before we even start looking at the playoff brackets on that side of the ball. What else we got here? Game of the week. We'll take a look at week 7 matchups. First game we'll look at is Tuscany Mayhem sitting with a 1-5 record versus Jethro's Heroes 6-0. Hopefully the Chiefs D can contain Drew Brees and bring that scoring total down for him. But I'm going to say it looks like my second win won't have to wait for another week, and I'm going to take Jethro's Heroes over myself for the winner this week. Steel Curtain 4-2 is taking on Acadian Assassins 3-3. With no Big Ben, can the Assassins get out a win? And does Odell Beckham love the game again in London? That's an early game if you get people. It's the Rams and the Giants. It's a 7:30 a.m. kickoff, I do believe, here in Calgary. Will the Seahawks be able to shut down David Johnson's running game this week when they face the Cardinals? I think they will, and so I'm going to take the Acadian Assassins to upset Steel Curtain next week. And I'm not just saying that because we are married. I got MGM 4-2 is taking on Forcey's Fockers, also 4-2. Should be a good matchup. AJ Green and the Gronk could have big games next week with their matchups. And Julio's in San Diego, so he should be able to come up with some good points. The San Diego secondary doesn't look too good. But also, Greg Olson's on the bench, so his big tight end is not there for the points. So I'm going to say, and he's on the bench because it's bye week, I'm going to take MGM in this week's action. Mac Daddy 4-2 takes on Huey's Hogs 2-4, and New England could shut down Antonio Brown, and Phillip Rivers is up against Atlanta. There could be some good points there for Phillip, but I don't think they're going to pull off a win. No one stands out on Mac Daddy's side, so it could be a close game. I'll take the better record and the curse, and I'm going to take Mac Daddy for the win that week. Connolly's Crusaders 4-2 are going to take on Lucas Kickers 3-3. With the Bills in Miami, Tyrod Taylor and Shady McCoy get my nod for this week for big points, and I don't think Luck's going to pull it out in Tennessee, so I'm going to take Lucas Kickers as this week's winner for that game. And this could be the battle. This could be a close one. It's the battle of the basement. We got missing Megatron's Johnsons at 1-5, taking on Too Tired at 0-6. So this is the battle of the basement, and we see Aaron Rodgers has looked pretty bad these last few weeks up against divisional Chicago, so they'll have it out for him. And Brady's on fire. I think Too Tired goes on to 0-7 to increase his record, and I'm taking missing Megatron's Johnson in that one. So like we said this week, Bears and Packers go at it on Thursday night, so make sure your lineups are set if you have those guys, any guys for those. And Monday Night Football sees the Texans at the Broncos. Hopefully, both of these were kind of stinker games this week, so hopefully we'll get I think the Bears-Packers game will be a good game. Texans-Broncos, maybe not so much. And on bye this week, we got the Panthers, and we have the Cowboys. So they're both down. And just to let you know, there is a game in London on Sunday morning at 7:30, and that was Odell Beckham Jr., the Giants, and I'm not sure who they're playing. Oh, the Los Angeles Rams. So check the lineups for setting that. Anyway, that's all I have for you. Take care. Have a great week. And enjoy the football this weekend. Hopefully the Jays pull one out this afternoon. and we'll see some more Jace games as well. Anyway, take care. Have a great week. Talk to you later.